Now, India's health infrastructure and healthcare is made up of a three-tier system. Primary healthcare. Primary healthcare includes education concerning prevailing health problems and methods of identifying it and preventing it and controlling them. Promotion of food supply and proper nutrition and adequate supply of water and basic sanitation. Maternal and child health, immunization against infectious diseases, promotion of mental health and provision of essential drugs. So this is the primary health care. In order to provide primary health care centers are set up, community health care centers are set up, sub-centers have been set up in the villages and small towns. They are generally manned by single doctor, a nurse, and a limited quantity of medicines, which are generally required. When the condition of a patient is not managed in such centers, they are referred to secondary or tertiary hospitals. So initially in the rural areas, we have primary health center, community health center, sub-centers, which generally have one doctors or hardly two doctors with one or few nurses. When the condition of a patient, and they have got few medicines which are generally needed by the people. If it is not controlled, then they are sent to other hospitals. Okay. Secondary healthcare. Hospitals which have better facilities like surgery, electrocardiogram are called secondary healthcare institutions. They provide primary healthcare and also provide better healthcare facilities. They are mostly located in district headquarters and in big towns. So like we have in Durgapur. Okay, so means they are generally located in the districts or in the big towns. Okay, where the hospitals have got the operation theaters, they have got the latest machines to conduct various tests. Okay, so these are called the secondary healthcare institutions. Okay, they provide the primary healthcare and they also provide better healthcare. The last is the tertiary healthcare. Hospitals which have advanced level of equipment and medicines and undertaken all the complicated health problems which could not be managed by the primary and secondary hospitals come under the tertiary healthcare. The tertiary sector also includes many premier institutes which not only impart quality medical education and conduct research but also provide specialized health care. For example, AIIMS in Delhi. So the tertiary healthcare centers are the centers which are much more than secondary healthcare parts. Means they have got the advanced equipments, they have got the advanced machines, they have already dealt with the complicated health problems and they have many a times cured them, which could so it comes under the tertiary healthcare. Now the tertiary healthcare also includes many premier institutes which not only impart medical education and conducts research, but they also provides health care. So in case of tertiary healthcare, along with specialized healthcare, they also provide medical education and research. For example, AIIMS. Last thing that we will be doing today is role of private sector in the health infrastructure. Now, in recent times, the role of private sector in providing health services has considerably grown. More than 70% of the hospitals in India are run by the private sector. Private sector controls nearly 2/5 of the beds available in the hospitals. So 70% of the hospitals in India are run by the private, that we all know. There are more private than the public hospitals. Private sector controls 2/5 of the beds available in the hospital. Nearly 60% of dispensaries are run by the private sector. 60% of the dispensaries are run by the private sector. Okay. Private sector provides healthcare to 80% of outpatients and 46% of inpatients. So it provides healthcare to 80% of outpatients, means those who come from outside. Okay. Private sector plays. So Just as I said, so the private sector provides healthcare to the 80% of outpatients and 46% of inpatients. Private sector plays a dominant role in medical education. So outpatient, just as I said, those who are coming from outside and they do not spend the night in the hospital. They are coming just for a checkup or something. Okay, and inpatients are those who stay in the hospital for their treatments. This you can write. Inpatients are those who are staying in the hospital for the treatment. Outpatients are those who do not stay in the hospital. They just come for a checkup. Okay. Private sector plays an important role in the medical education and training, medical technology and diagnosis, manufacture and sale of pharmaceuticals, hospital construction and provision of medical services. So yes, we know there are various private medical colleges. Okay, then there are private manufacturers of various pharmaceutical equipments. Okay, then there are many patholabs which are privately run. Okay, so in 2001-2002 there were more than 13 lakh medical enterprises employing 22 lakh people. Medical enterprises means those who are dealing with medicines as well as the various instruments related to the which are required in the hospitals and all. So there were 13 lakh medical enterprises which were employing 22 lakhs people. Many NRIs and industrial and pharmaceutical companies have set up super specialty hospital to attract India's rich and medical tourists. So NRIs have invested in this sector and they have set up various pharmaceutical companies. Okay, and they have set up sorry, not pharmaceutical companies, but they have set up various hospitals which attract the rich persons, like the film stars and all. They go to the private rich hospitals. Okay, so such NRIs and pharmaceutical companies have set up such super specialty hospitals to attract the rich Indians and the medical tourists. So the role of, however, the private sector in India has grown independently without any major regulations. Some private practitioners are not even registered doctors and are now as quacks. All these are not required. The role of government in providing health care is still very important, as poor people can depend only on government hospitals due to huge expenses in private services. So though the private is emerging, it has invested a lot in this sector, but still the support of the government is required because poor people cannot afford private hospitals. Now in the next video we will come to community and non-profit organization.